Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new thriller Confidential Informant, focusing on a cop who has terminal cancer, who makes a deal with an informant to get him to die in the line of duty so that his family can get his benefits. And you have director Michael Oblowitz, who directed this film, and this is starring Dominic Purcell from Prison Break and the Arrowverse, Nick Stoll, Kate Bosworth, and Melly Gibson. And this feels so much like a cop thriller that you expect to find on VOD. Visually, it is very grimy and gritty in not a great way. You can feel the lack of budget behind it, and which isn't great when you're trying to build a lot of emotional tension in this film, because the whole entire crux of this film is like, we have to feel for this cop, we have to feel for his family, we have to understand where like his partner's coming from and the pressure he's putting on this informant to do this thing, and so much of it's lost in it because things feel clunky, scenes feel hollow, and don't feel like it really nails the emotional impact that it's trying to do. And that's the challenge of this film, being so rocky in the way that it's put together. I don't think Purcell, for one, really gives a memorable performance, or a performance that really grabs us in the way that they're hoping. Kate Bosworth, who plays his wife, I think does a fine job. Nick Stoll, who has had a very interesting career since trying to make him a star as like John Connor in Terminator Rise of the Machines T3, and he just doesn't work. And then you have Mel Gibson, who is the strongest actor by far of anybody in this film, who comes in and, you know, he's the rougher, tougher kind of like captain character in The Police, and they have him trying to throw out some dialogue that's trying to sound smart and philosophical in a movie that just doesn't earn that. But, you know, Mel Gibson does his thing, and it's believable enough in his hands, but this film feels like it's reaching to be something so much deeper and more meaningful than the final product gives us. It leans into a lot of cop film cliches and thriller cliches, and it's convoluted in the way that, like, this narrative never really feels earned, and feels like it really impacts the audience in the way that it needs to, as it's trying to play off a really challenging and emotionally complex situation. And it just doesn't feel like the film is ready to tackle those kinds of things in a meaningful way. And as you sit here watching this film, you just feel a bit hollow, because it never really comes together in a way that you hope that it would. And by the end, you're just kind of like, well, that happened, and it ends pretty abruptly, and you just sit there and feel like, how much did I really get out of that experience? And the answer is probably not a lot. But those are my thoughts on Confidential Informant. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.